Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We'll first talk about the extending entities. Suppose yesterday we have learned about the rules and the best practices if we want to extend any entity or we want to create any new entity, what rules we need to follow. But how to do that in the studio that we are gonna do that today, right? How if we want to add a column? There are certain steps involved. For this one, I'll directly, this is the editor, entity editor. You can type Ctrl+Shift+N and then type yes, Ctrl+Shift+N, then type the name app contact. It will open the entity for you. App contact tags, anything you can open. Up that. This is the entity editor. If you want to, you have some requirement to add a field in the app contact entity, right? Where you're gonna add the field. I'll check whether there is an ETI file or not. ETI file is present. Now I will check whether there is an ETX because there is no underscore X. I'll check whether there is an underscore at X there or not. Underscore X is also there. I will no need to create any new file. I will just create my column here with underscore X. Underscore X we have to give. Why? Because this app contact tags also doesn't have underscore X, right? The main motto of adding underscore X is to differentiate between the already existing, its out-of-the-box files and the custom files. But this app contact is not created by the developers. It is out of the box because it is not suffixed with underscore X. If we will not add in our field underscore X, right, we'll not be able to differentiate our field with all these fields which are mentioned. Underscore X is not mandatory. It can be anything. Any organization specific name underscore X is we are using for our reference here for training purpose. But it can be underscore op, underscore the client name. You can see here buildings underscore X. By this I can know that this is the field which is not out of the box. This is custom. This is a custom field which is created by some other developer before me. That's how, but if supposing my app contact entity would contain underscore X, right? In that case, while adding the field here, I will not add underscore X. Because this entity name is already underscore X and this tells me this is a custom entity. All the fields would be custom, which are created here automatically. Now, if we want to add a field here, right? What we can have to do if we want to have a typeless field, we will add a type key as we have done it for a vendor type, right? We'll add a type key. Then we'll give the typeless name, suppose vendor type. We have given this name. Then we have to give the actual typeless name which we want to reference. Vendor type. Null. Null means this field. If this field is null for any object, is it fine? it will not throw any error. We'll mark it as true. It means it is not mandatory field and description of the field like stores, the vendor type. That's it. These 4 are the mandatory fields which is added. There are many other properties also. Those are optional. And the default fields, for example, will have the default value. Suppose there is its vendor type value doesn't contain anything. We'll mention the default value of it like vendor type. You can see all the entries came here, right? I can select any one of that comment. I got an error. A field name, vendor type is already defined. I'll give the name as vendor type, custom vendor type. That my field name is changed. Underscore X we can get custom vendor type underscore X. Now, if I will do Ctrl S, it will not throw me any error. I have added the type D. Suppose I need to add the column. I will add a column. And what I'll give? Suppose I'll give a nickname. Type of the column I would give. Varchar. I need to give true. And description I will give. Nickname of the contact. These are the 4 fields. Column name would be something in backend, what name you want to give in the backend entity. It will take the same name. If you leave it blank, it will be with the same name only. But if you'll give some other column name, the backend entity would be created with some means in the backend table, right? It will be having some different name, which we'll mention. But generally we don't actually, I would say 99% in the project also. We don't use all these fields. Mostly we will use because there is one field required. That is also always kept false. Because the required field is when we mark it as false, no less false, it will behave as required. If we want to delete some field, right? We don't delete it directly. That right click and delete. We don't do it like that way. We have to make deprecate it as true. That's why and allow initial value for upgrade. Initially, you can mark it as true. What it will give you? Initial value. You can assign any initial value if you'll mark it as true, right? While software upgrade, right? The entities would not be having any values, right? And when you will upgrade that, it will default this column with some X name. Default value, you can mention it here. If that is null, that's many, but you will find your day-to-day activities, right? You will only need these 4. This is how you add the column name, but you can see that we have defined these 4 things, but still you are getting. The column nickname does not have a column parameter size required for varchar data type. For varchar data type, we need to add a column param as well. Column param size. It's written here. We need to define the size of the varchar, right? We have to define the size of it and we'll say 50. This is how we define in database, how we define the varchar. We define varchar, then in colon square brackets, we'll define the size, right? This is how it is defined here in entity. Because I've done the change, suppose I need to make a Reiki relationship, right? What I need to do is I will have to select Reiki. Is there any Reiki present here? Arya source Reiki. I need to give the name of what I should give. I will give what is already present. Building underscore X field. I will give that custom building. Custom building underscore X. Now the entity name with which I need to create it is building underscore X. Let me open this entity also. This is the building entity and we are forming an Reiki relationship with that. Description we have to give. Stores what? Oh, my name. Relationship. That's it. But for defining the Reiki, right, we need to define a reverse foreign key as well to complete the setup, right? Like from AB contact to building, right? We have defined the Reiki. Similarly, to complete the connection, we have to define a reverse foreign key also. We have to define the reverse foreign key from building to AB contact. I'll give the entity name as AB contact. Now location true. That's it. Building underscore X. It is saying that it is already pointing. You can see here, right? It is foreign key is already pointing to AB contact and here I am also pointing to AB contact. It's not allowing me to do 2 times linking. Let me delete here. I just wanted to show it how we do that. How we add directly. This is how our Eric is kept. This is how we extend the entity. Now one relationship is still pending. The subtype parent and children relationship, right? If you want to have a new child of the AB contact, what we need to do, how we are creating a new child of the AB contact. We will create an entity. We'll go to the file. We know all the entities are sitting here in the extension file, right? I'll give the name AB contact for company. But it will be with underscore X. Right. Here we can see we have the options. If we don't want to subtype in normal entity, we can choose entity. Otherwise, we'll choose subtype. Then we have to choose the supertype. A supertype is AB contact. Or we can choose it from here as well. We should choose the supertype as AB company, right? Because it's not a direct subtype of AB contact. It's a subtype of AB company and AB company subtype of. We'll select the subtype. Click on. We can define the fields here in this subtype. You can see that my entity has been created. .etl file has been created. If I'll see the data dictionary, this particular entity would be created. I'll run the data dictionary for you. It will be created in the build folder. I'll go to the build folder and go to dictionary data. I need to regenerate the data dictionary again, right? I have done many changes. I'll do it again. I need to run that command. See in region-dictionary. You will by heart these commands, and by experience you will know all these commands. It's not that I have by heart this deliberately. We are using it on day-to-day basis, right? We know it. This will be created under the build folder. In the inside this training app, right? Not only training app. If you run the same command inside the Claim Center, it will be generated for Claim Center inside the build folder. Region. For me, this command is still running. Let's leave it there. We are on the subtypes, right? We have seen how to create the subtypes. We can create any number of fields here as we have created for the different right. Now you know how to create new entities as well, right? And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.